convergence of thinking. We will need to collectively, you know, and I like what Ishunga said, there is no other government in parliament. It is our members of parliament. You are the government. So don't stop pointing at some government. There is no other government. You are the government. Yes, you are the government. So don't imagine that there is another government, I don't know where. We all went to the elections. We campaigned on the same podium. You heard me talk about housing. You heard me talk about universal health coverage. When it comes to implementation, sasa watu wanaanza sijui sasa unajua hii kitu imekaa sijui namna gani. Sasa mlikuwa mnafikiri hii kitu itafanyika namna gani? This is how it's going to happen. You know, when the rubber meets the road, don't start kusema ilikuwa ikaenda ikarudi. Hapana. We stay the course. Let me just point to you some of the things that I think we should be coming as we progress. We brought proposals on many of the aspects that would go to implementing our plan. And I want to appreciate that Parliament has been instrumental in making sure that the proposals that have come from the executive, from the ministers and principal secretaries, as they tailor the programs that are necessary for us to implement the plan and proposing budgets for it, Parliament have done their bit, making sure that there are resources that are allocated for us to be able to implement the plan. One of the big successes that we have had is on matters food security. I think it is a big issue. We had a situation where we had a crisis, and the crisis was not limited to Kenya. The crisis was global because of what happened with conflicts around the globe, because of matters of climate change, because of the drought. We had a very we had a crisis in our hands. By God's grace, we got rain. We had a good plan. You people allocated money for fertilizer. The Ministry of Agriculture and all the other agencies helped in making sure that that fertilizer got where we wanted. And I can report to you that today we have a better harvest than we have ever had in the last 5 years. And we have today also upped our plan for next year to increase fertilizer that is available. I want to ask all of us here as leaders to look out, you know, you as members of parliament, look out, make sure that you work with the ministry to make sure that your constituents, your regions, your areas have access to subsidized fertilizer. We have standardized the cost of fertilizer as 2,500 for all fertilizers. Speak to Mithika Linturi, speak to his peers, speak to the cereals people, speak to all those, and make sure that they do what they must, coordinate with them so that you can get the right farm inputs in your areas. We are proposing to expand the coffee cherry fund. Again, in the supplementary estimates, we will be coming to Parliament to ask for some allocations. We are working on with Treasury on how that can be facilitated, because coffee has had a very difficult time with the cartels and all the other characters in there, but I think it is taking a turn in the right direction. So we will be working with you to make sure that we settle that. Same thing to do with tea and all the legislations that are on the pipeline, and also in the sugar sector. We have just disbursed the first 1.7 billion in the sugar sector. We are working on the reforms in that sector, and hopefully in a couple of months we will be able to have a new space for our sugar industry to flourish again. Also, as you have heard me commit, we are working with KCC. We will be coming to Parliament for another allocation of maybe about 1 billion shillings, just to make sure that our milk producers are paid on time. We have made a decision together with the stakeholders. I had a long meeting with them in Nakuru. The milk processors, we have agreed that from 1st of March, we are going to pay milk farmers 50 shillings per litre. And we have also said that it will be paid on time. We are also working so that from the 1st of July, like happens elsewhere in the world, that farmers are paid every 15 days. Because those farmers who are